Hello, lords and ladies. Private Yorkie here, back from the front. It's crazy out there. Gonna get crazy in here too. Because we're off back to the Riven realm from Vagrus. Let's go. Let's rest. Chart reveals location 7. Okay, if you say so. I don't see it, but okay. Okay. Right, let's camp. And let's do that and pay now. Right. 2, 5, 8, 11. I think we're okay doing that. One quick step on. And then camp. And do normal. Pay them. No, we'll do 150. End day. Let's not overdo it this time. 7. Seen better days, oh dear. Success, you managed to avert or prevent the worst things that have come up today. Okay. 3 steps. And then we'll camp. They're defiant. They're not very happy, are they? Oh bugger. End the day. And they're unhappy. What are we gonna do? 4 chance. Let's punish them. Test failed. Commentator sets out again. That's not good. Right, 3, 6, 9. Camp. And a defiant. So let's go up again. Insufficient armed crew, so we can't post guards right now. And Garrick gained a right. Okay. That's 7 to get there. Let's go in. We're in Lumen. Guild delegates give that 25% tip and 3 with Loader's Guild. Good. Nice. We've arrived at Lumen. Now. Is it here? Active. Turn in dispute. Yes. Nice. And we've also got... What else is it? It's Levantius. Okay. Right, so let's get in there. Lumen Town. Those persistent enough to travel towards the blinding light and scorching heat of the South Calorus eventually reach the town of Lumen and glimpse its sandstone buildings protected by its shielding wall. Yet most of the settlement was built under the sands, sheltered from the lethal temperatures and unbearable shine of the surface. At night, brigades of prospectors flood the still searing crystal forest, get their hands on as rich a bounty as they can, hauling it back to Lumen's bustling underground market. Apart from imperial crystals harvesting, the town is famous for its resident crystalmancers, ever delving into the secrets of Calorus. We've only got 1 day's supply. We were running low. Escort Levantius to his mistress. Levantius leads you to the underground vaults of Lumen, where his employer resides in a somewhat secluded street. You come to a huge bolted door, to which a piece of parchment is fastened. Enter at your own peril. That doesn't sound very good. That's just for keeping undesirables away. Am I undesirable? Levantius explains as he quickly pushes a few hidden panels to open the door. Mistress Candice herself entertains herself with some rather unorthodox experiments. True. What's she doing exactly? I don't think I want to know. But the greatest danger here is the harrowing effect her extraordinary messiness might have on more organised minds. You'll see. As soon as you step inside, you can see that it was right. The interior of a vast workshop is veritable labyrinths of scrolls, books, plates, shelves, chests, workbenches, alembics, minerals, unidentifiable tools, and other apparatus. Amidst astrolabes and braziers on chains, a complete skeleton of what must have been a cravag hangs from the ceiling. Prominently placed display stand is full of reptilian bones and scales of various sizes and colours. Drawing boards feature sketches of leathery wings, claws, fangs, vertebrae, skulls, and other anatomical parts. No doubt about that. Dragons. You almost jump when suddenly from amidst the chaos a thin ghost-like apparition emerges and passes by you. It is a pale middle-aged woman, not unprepossessing in her strangeness, dressed wholly in white with short hair of the same colour. Levantius, you are home, she asks in a high, sing-song voice, without looking at either of you or stopping even for a moment. That would be Mistress Candice. She seems a bit distracted, Levy. Levantius matches her steps and signals you to come along. An accurate observation as always, Domina, he sputters. I would supplement it, if I may, with the addendum that I am in fact 2 months early, thanks to our highly esteemed contacts at the Magistratum of Tax Collection. Not that I'd presume to bog you down with such minute details. I just thought it would be in order to inform you. Good work, Levantius, good work, Candice replies, while opening a drawer and examining its contents with a frown. And I guess, also from the Magistratum. You didn't think she'd even notice Levantius clears. Oh, no, Domina, he said, no. This here is a wayfarer who was kind enough to escort me from Arkham. Candice nods and hums. Levantius clears his throat again. For a fee, as usual, he adds pointedly. Oh, yes, quite, his mistress says, opening another drawer and offering a bulging pouch heavy with coin in your general direction. Nice of you to bring back Levantius. He's so lost sometimes. I wonder how we'll manage if when we're finally out there. You can tell Levantius had ample time to practice how to keep his composure. Belerg, well, it's not a lot, but it's something. Levantius leads your comitatus. Good thing that you mentioned it, Domina, he smiled politely. It occurred to me, while travelling with our new friend here, that, inept as I am, it would be feasible to seek further assistance in our endeavours, for which a possible candidate is practically right at hand. Candice regards the two of you with beady eyes. You mean to suggest to hire the Vagrus? She asks. Levantius smiles even more politely. That was indeed the gist of my words, Domina. Candice gives this some thought, then shrugs. Of course, why not? Then she turns to you, although her gaze is directed somewhere behind your back. Do you seek employment? I have coin. Weighing the pouch she just gave you as if it was nothing, you have no doubt of that. What kind of employment? At first, Candice seems to understand the question. It doesn't seem to understand the question, as if it was baffling to her that someone possibly couldn't know what her work consists of. Then the realities of the situation dawn on her. Oh yes, good question. A sign of a keen mind, she says. Very important in our line of work. Good, but what's your line of work? Which I am currently not in the position to disclose too much. Well, I don't know if I'm going to help you then, do I? It's still in the planning phase, you see. But let's just say that I am planning an expedition to one of the more inhospitable corners of our realm, for which I'll need supplies, equipment, and a few other things, some of which are not easy to come by. And trusty Levantius can only do so much. Levantius' smile seems to be glued to his face. He shifts his eyes erratically. So, Candice continues, are you interested in fetching me a few things as I make my plans and the need arises for coin? Yes, that sounds good. Plus 2 insight, good. Wonderful, Candice says with a radiant smile. I am looking forward to work with you. With that, she turns away and disappears quickly in a maze. That is a workshop. You give Levantius a quizzical look. I know, he shrugs. Mistress tends to be preoccupied with less worldly matters. But don't let that deter you. She is brilliant. Otherwise, I would not suffer her whimsies. And wealth That, of course, is also an important factor. As for your work right now, we are in a bit of a disarray. But if you return sometime later, we will surely have some errands for you to run. If I can get her to focus, that is. Leaving the strange workshop, you can't help but wonder what you've got yourself into. Right, so we've got general inquiries, candidates requests, and Blind Jackra, busiest tavern. Now, we're here at the moment, we're heading up to Crystal. We've got construction workers and priest of Thurgarod. Alright, so let's get out of there. And let's make sure that we've got some supplies. And we need 142. No, not 285. That gives us 8 days, which is good. I can offer none. Passengers. Avernum and Druthian Quarry, none of them. Dog's Eyes near Crystal. Conquer your target. No. Rescue. So none of them. So I don't actually know what I can do right now. That's down a lot. Well, let's go to the town. Ask locals about the town and its surroundings. It is a characteristically hot day in Lumen. The gigantic canvas wall designed to shelter the town from the constantly emitted high temperature of nearby South Kellereth only manages to fend off the worst of the scorching heat. The air is still sweltering, almost searing your skin. Accordingly, the streets are largely empty, as during the day most of the townsfolk seek shelter in their dwellings in the expansive underground tunnels. Only a few merchants and their servants loiter around the marketplace, huddled under the shade of the awnings and parasols. Let's talk to them. A half-naked, chubby man regards you lazily while which part's naked? I don't want to ask. While sipping something from a water skin. 2 slaves fan him with the sheets of linen. From his tattoos and a small banner hanging limply from the awning above him, you conclude he must belong to House Aqua, a collective of miners and prospectors. You must be out of your mind standing there in the open like that, the man accosts you in an amused tone. Not from around these parts, are you? What business do you do? I was right, you're not from around here, he said. Why, I am in the same business as mostly everyone else around here. Crystals. Harvesting, buying, selling, processing them that, and various logistical challenges associated with them. House Aqua, Bedrias, and to some extent the damned Darius folk are all in the crystal business. A dangerous but rewarding enterprise. What can you tell me about Crystal Forests? I know about Crystal Palace, the crap football team. I know about Crystal Forests. I know about Nottingham Forest. They're another crap football team. Anyway, surely you saw it last while approaching Lumen. The one in the vicinity of Lumen is called the South Kellereth, and yields the finest blue crystal in the whole of the Empire, except for maybe Sargot Kala. The Kelleri are dangerous places. Apart from the crystal creatures roaming their labyrinthine pathways, they constantly reflect the light and heat of the sun, concentrating and enhancing them to lethal levels. Even during the hours of dawn and dusk, one can only venture there in special protective equipment, black glass goggles and absorbing reflective head blankets for beasts of burden and other animals. And that's not all, for even thus equipped one will need an enchanted shielding crystal. And a good sorcerer on one's team casts a constant protective aura to block the heat. Ain't got that. Ask him what practical use do these crystals have. Crystals are the raw material of diverse and manifold uses. They can be carved into shape and shaped into tools and weapons, but the rarer ones can be enchanted. For example, to store light and magical energy. They are a valuable resource, well worth the risk of venturing into the crystal forest, but that is mostly the ceruleus crystal. You see, the blue one. Flavo, the yellow one, is quite worthless in comparison, but well, it does have its own uses, I suppose. Elsewise, nobody would bother harvesting it at the Flavocelerus out west. Where one can acquire such protective gear. Goggles for crew and covers for animals are easy. You can simply buy them right here in Lumen. In the marketplace, if you have the coin, it indicates a soul with a wave of his hand. The shielding crystal is required to cast a protective aura is trickier. They are highly in demand, relatively rare, and must be imbued with magic by a competent crystalmancer. Right now there's a shortage of them in Lumen, but if you're interested in getting your hands on one, you should consult with Shabeni. He's a local crystalmancer, dwelling in an underground vault not far from the marketplace, and is currently looking for someone to complete a task for her, if I heard her correctly. Well, that's not bad. Alright, let's return. And let's go to Shabeni's vault. You descend into the underground vault of Lumen and ask seek out the laboratory of Shabeni, the crystalmancer. Find it soon enough. The workshop is situated in a small artificial cave somewhat further from the thoroughfare, and is easily recognisable by a faint shimmer that emanates from its entrance. As you step inside, you find yourself face to face with a middle-aged woman sitting on a pile of cushions and tinkering with a scale and some kind of glistening dust in the midst of the cluttered laboratory. Her dark hair and fair complexion, along with her deep blue robe and tall stature, give her an air of nobility. She's a bit of a sexy milf, isn't she? Have you come to seek my services? She asks in calm, dulcet tones. Yes. You ask her if indeed she is able to provide a crystal needed for shield magic against the heat of the crystal forests. I might be able to, Shabeni nods, but of course there is a price, and this time it is not measured in coin. I am in need of a very specific item, you see. To obtain it is difficult and most likely perilous. Well, I'm interested, but I doubt we can do it. Great, she shades with a smile. As you might know, there's a multitude of different crystals in existence, amazingly varied in size, shape, colour, structure, magical potency, and rarity. The one I'm currently looking for is one of purest white. No, not the one you asked for. That I have already, and I will enchant it for you for being what I need. No matter how many coins you offer her, Shabeni is adamant that only in exchange for a rare white specimen will she enchant your shielding crystal. This pure white crystal is extremely rare, and to my knowledge can only be found in and around Loom. With any kind of consistency, but who knows? Loom is a crystal forest in the border of jagged wastes, and Arenas Vorax to the north. You ask her how it's possible to enter crystal forest without any protection. Benny smiles. That's the interesting part. You needn't go inside Loom itself, but underneath it. The area is infested with Urg, and for whatever reason these creatures have been known to hoard crystals in their lair from time to time. If you manage to find a lair, you stand a good chance of obtaining such a crystal. You inquire if this means fighting the creatures. Not necessarily. Well, that's good because we ain't got the fighters. Benny replies as she plays a tuft of black hair. It can be placated by an incense called damp smoke, concocted from the slime grass plant. I don't have any of that on me, but you should be able to either gather slime grass somewhere wet and humid, most likely this one, or purchase damp smoke in any larger sound such as Torzags, I suppose. Or you can take on the Urg with sheer force. The choice is up to you. We have a deal. Ask about the Urg. I know a little more than most. Urg are huge insects that live in hives and share a common consciousness. The ones you see being used as mounts or beasts of burden are rogue specimens, taken from their colonies by specialised hunters and converted into docile animals by crystalmancy. You see, a small crystal with a mind-bending enchantment is embedded in an Urg's headplate, and thus they can be controlled by people. Won't mind one of them. We inquire about what kind of threat this hive under Loom represents. I'm no warrior, Shabeni says carelessly. I told you. I avoid confrontation using dank smoke if I were you. If it comes to a fight, well, you're up against angry, stubborn, guiding armoured drones the size of a horse. Yeah, that don't sound very much fun. But that's not my concern. I can provide the enchanted crystal You deal with this any way you see. Have we got a deal? Any other ways? There may be, she concedes, after a moment of thought. Especially in large cities where crystal is grown or traded exclusively. Places like Torzags or Devon. I suppose you do not plan on going to Sargot Kala? Maybe you can purchase such crystal, but don't get your hopes up. I'm sure they're worth a fortune. Alright, well, we'll take it. You never know. Very well, come back as soon as you have white crystal. I mean, I doubt we'll be able to get anywhere, but you never know. What about you? Candake is eager to speak to you while Levantia stands next to her with slate and stylus in hand. Let's get some work done, shall we? She says in a melodic voice, her zigzagging gaze scanning horizons far beyond the narrow confines of the workshop. What do you need? Timber and copper, Candake says in uncharacteristically vehement tone. I need them like yesterday. What am I going to do without timber and copper? Copper and timber. You seem to be on the verge of panic, Levantius. Why didn't you remind me? Because you didn't tell me we needed them, Domina, her assistant replies calmly. You can see his left eye is twitching. Let's leave them to it and get the goods in question. And blind jack. I don't suppose we can get it here, can we? I wouldn't have thought so. There's timber. I don't know how much we need though. How are my companions looking? Vitality 7 out of 15, and that's 2 out of 15. They're very, very injured. They're not doing very well. Also... Oh, can't get any of that. Oh, equipment. Detective gear. Are you kidding me? I guess we're not going in the Caleris right now, are we? Because we can't. We can't afford that. Alright, Blind Chakra. The establishment at the heart of Lumen is swarming with people from all corners of the Empire and beyond during most of the day. Vagrus, mercenaries, labourers, prospects, and all kinds of travellers gather here to share stories and let off some steam after a long day. Shafts of light penetrate the twilight through holes bored in the ceiling of the underground common room. The smell of cheap booze and sweet tobacco fills the air. There is also a constant low murmur of gossiping people. Drink, chat, and share news with other travellers. One can learn quite a lot of interesting tidbits, tips, or hear news of faraway lands. You fall into conversation with a group of spice merchants who tell you about a friend of theirs in Torzag's shelter, who has run afoul of some conman lately. I'm telling you, you should not have let their wives and daughters talk them into giving money to that grifter, the one with the largest belly confides. But would they believe me? Of course not. Now I hear the law won't budge, and they are willing to hire bounty hunters to get back what he says. Or at least get even. Let's get more info. The spice merchant says that his acquaintance is called Gravan, and he lives and works at Stonecutter Square in the Shelter's Market District. He adds that some time has passed since he left Torzag, and even though the matter is quite fresh, there are no guarantees someone has not already apprehended this villain, whose name is Maviro the Sly. Well, we'll have a look when we're over there. What's that? 2 of them. We'll take it. Buy a glass of the house specialty. The crystal dust infusion is absolutely delicious, but you can taste something else in there too. The barman won't discuss it, of course. At any rate, sit down at the table, kick back, and enjoy your drink. And we feel refreshed. Alright, so there's really nothing much to do there. We leave the tavern. It doesn't look like there's much to do. We're going to Crystal. Oh, there's Loom right there, just north. I think this is going to go badly. This is a really hard game, actually. If it goes badly, we're going to end it. What else can I do? Available. Kozag near Crystal. That's a conquer. We're not going to manage a conquer. 7 near Crystal. Rescue. Nope. We got prices here. Rim Lumen. I don't have any information on the other place. Oh. Nothing that I'm gonna... Well, do I see something that's about the cheapest it gets? Bone seems good, but I don't know if it's gonna be... Cerulea's crystal, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get that elsewhere. See, I'm not sure. If I buy copper here... I don't know. I don't know. I mean, does it actually tell me? Does it actually tell me? Oh, renowned craftsman. That might be worth getting. And then red news. Oh, I get some money back. Don't know what the local news was. A venomous Russian quarry. No. I'd like to take something up there, but I don't know that I've got anything, do I? Crew. Cargo. Deputies, nothing. Guard captain. You could be guard captain. No, you can't. Oh, you could be supercargo, apparently. You can't be anything. Alright, well, I think we're going to just have to head out and hope we're okay. Let me just have a look at other things around here. That's Lumen. I don't see Devon. Where is Devon? There's Lanark. There's a Burnham. They're a long way away. Alright, we're gonna try and get up to Crystal and see what we can do. I think we're gonna go bankrupt here. I don't know what I can take up there, so I guess that's what we're going to do. We can go around this way or we can go around that way. That's... oh. And we're going to rest. Where's the rest? All right there, what am I doing? Pay now. I don't like this. Garrick's got 2 extra vitality added. 2, 5, 8, 11. And rest. Unruly, I don't like unruly. Hey now. Not going to change that. Oh, hang on. It's going to keep it unruly, isn't it? Oh, that made it 6. That gets +2. 3, 6, 10. Been better days. No point in boosting it. Test success. You managed to avert or prevent most watching. Good. Good, good, good. 3 and 4. Right, then we camp. And we stay as we are. We pay now. Have X up. That's 8. We'll go up to 11. Defiant. Pay now. Four. 7. What's broken? And that'll be 8. So we rest there. Okay, now. Then we go 4 or 3. Something ought to go wrong. Been better days. One of your crew gets drunk and his drunken frustration beats a slave. By the time it's clear that it's more than usual beating, it's too late. Slave's head has been bashed with a rock. Oh, you can take his place. And then we go in there to Crystal, and then we go. Some parties part ways. We got 1 there at 9, 36% tip with 5 of the church, and 2 and 3. That puts us to 15. No wonder that a town called Crystal was named after the abundantly available resource right beyond its confines. A calories of yellow, shoddy material that is as lethal during the day as any other crystal forest in the region. The settlement itself is a budding venture with rival trading houses vying for power and profit over the area. Perhaps ignorant of the fact that the blinding and searing calories is less promising and more troublesome in vision. And that's where we'll leave it for now. I think we're doing pretty badly actually, but we'll have to see, won't we? You'll just have to hope we can go okay. Alright, I've been Private Yorkie, you've been wonderful, and this has been Vagrus. Bye now.